Hey guys, Wolvie here and welcome back to the channel. As always, the usual disclaimer, any opinion here is mine and mine alone. So what I'm going to be doing with this particular video is I'm going to be testing one of my motherboards, and it's the original motherboard that was inside Odin. Now, I do have to warn people about one particular item, and I will let you know when we get there. So it's going to be a real simple test in the sense of like what actually happened with Odin in the sense of the overall build. Why did it unexpectedly, be unable to turn on at all? So I'm going to reveal certain things for this particular test. And again, I do have to warn people about a particular item. So that's that on that. Now, apologies for the setup being really jank. It is on purpose. And the same thing with the cooler. So this is the AMD Ryzen 55600G. It's an APU. This comes with a cooler, and I really had a tough time with getting this cooler on. It is janky as you see here, and that is 100% on purpose. So its only purpose here is to just test to make sure I figure out what really went wrong with the build. Now, in addition, you see here that is a Gen 3 NVMe SSD. Again, that is on purpose because it's only there to simply test the motherboard. Now, the RAM here, I'm occupying all 4 slots with an 8 gig stick each. This is AMD ready. And then for the power supply to test, it's going to be the Thermaltake Smart 430 watt power supply. It's not modular at all, and it's 80 plus white. Again, this is 100% intentional, and it's only for the reason to test the motherboard to see what really happened, because when I was doing my research and to recap the actual, the actual problem, the root, is that I was going to do one other video. Odin simply would not turn on at all. And what I noticed on the back of the power supply I had at the time, which was the EVGA Supernova G5 1000 watt power supply, it's 80 plus gold. So the E was flickering on that particular power supply. Now, I had to do a little bit of research. I went in with that exact problem when I was typing it in. Now, the 2 possible culprits would be the wire for the power supply being bad, or a bad motherboard. So for this particular video, I'm going to finally find out what was the culprit. Was the motherboard unexpectedly bad so soon, or was the power supply so bad? So we're going to do the test once and for all. So what I'm going to do over here, because I have a power strip that allows me to get everything attached. Now, because I don't have an actual graphics card, I'm actually plugging the HDMI cable to the motherboard as intended. And fortunately, this is an APU which has integrated graphics on it already. So we're going to turn on the main power. This is this guy right over here. If I can reach the power switch. Where is it? There we go. So that's turned on. So this will enable me to turn on my power strip, as so. Okay, we got that. We got a monitor on. Now, I'm doing it really jank like this, so I'm going to turn on my power supply over here. Get all that. Now, like I said, this is jank, so this is 100% intentional. So, we're going to do this. Okay. Now, as I've seen in Greg Salazar's Fixer Flop videos, we do know that sometimes certain items go through cycles to make sure everything's running. So it looks like this motherboard is in fact turning on. And we got ourselves a post. So we're going to do F1. But again, this is not the intention to figure out what's going on. So we have all this stuff you see here. And now we know exactly what happened with Odin. It was a bad power supply. This particular power supply is actually confirming that is the case. So to Alex, you are going to be inheriting Odin's original motherboard. It is 100% working. I'm really blessed to be able to help you out with this regard. And enjoy the motherboard whenever I get around to sending this to you. So we now know what really happened. It was in fact a bad power supply, which for EVGA is kind of rare in my personal opinion. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be using this jank setup for another motherboard I have to make sure that's working as well before I go any further. So, and this is a short video, so that's that on that. With Wolvie here signing off, I will catch you all on the flip side and enjoy. We now have a fully working motherboard.